Thanks to our friends at The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Rive to receive the top 10 stocks to buy right now. One of the companies reporting earnings this week that I'm going to be watching closely is Snap, the company that makes the social network Snapchat. A lot of changes have happened at Snap over the last year or so. The company's advertising revenue has really struggled as Apple's app tracking transparency has hit the company harder than I think even management expected. And there have been layoffs at Snap as well. So the company is trying to lower its operating costs a lot like a lot of other companies around the tech industry. So I want to go through what I'm looking for when Snap reports earnings and why there might be a little bit of a bright side for the company going forward. My name is Travis William. Thank you for watching Rive Investing. Please subscribe here on YouTube for all my content and turn on those notifications so you know when a new video comes out. Now, I want to start this by showing the company's earnings report from last quarter. This here is the earnings presentation, and it gives a lot of the relevant information about Snap. Revenue was $1.3 billion, up slightly from a year earlier, but this is a little bit misleading about the business. You can see here that average revenue per user, which was actually down pretty sharply to $3.47 from $4.06. The reason that revenue was able to grow is this right here. Daily active users were actually up 17% year over year. So that's a really strong indicator that usage is up on Snapchat's platform. So that's something we want to see continue. So we'll see if that continues in this current quarter. Obviously, operating margins were not good. There was a large net loss of $288 million. And even adjusted EBITDA. So make all the adjustments that management makes, pull out things like stock-based compensation. And even that was not positive for Snap. But there are a couple of reasons to be at least a little bit positive about Snap's future. One is the company's cash on the balance sheet, $3.9 billion. That gives it a long runway to be able to experiment and try to build a business model that's going to be sustainable in the future. One thing that they're doing that really gained traction is they introduced Snapchat Plus subscriptions. This is a $4 a month subscription that adds a number of features, including an AI chatbot that has been really interesting. There's been a lot of conversations posted online over the last month or two, but they have 3 million users. So remember, let's go back to this number here, $3.47 per user in revenue. Those 3 million users are actually paying Snapchat $12 in revenue per quarter. This is a quarterly number, the 347 number. So they're paying Snapchat $12. In addition to that, there's going to be advertising revenue. So we could see revenue per user go up just because of Snapchat Plus. We'll also get an indication of how quickly that product is being adopted. I was surprised to see that there are already 3 million subscribers, but if there's momentum behind that product and that revenue is actually growing over time, that's going to be a positive for Snapchat. The other thing that I want to hear more about is augmented reality. The company said in the last earnings release that there was over 300,000 AR creators, and they've developed more than 3 million AR lenses. This is the kind of product where inadvertently Snapchat has actually put itself in a really good position if we do have some sort of new AR or VR glasses come available, especially from a company like Apple, where it could basically plug into the ecosystem that already exists. But we have to have developers building on the platform, and we have to have users using the platform. Now, Snapchat has always been one of the leaders in augmented reality, even if it wasn't presented quite the same way as a lot of other companies like Meta when it made its big investments in VR. But this is going to be something to watch. What is the momentum behind this AR business? And is it actually going to start generating a significant amount of revenue anytime soon? And here's the operating cost side of things. This is the other thing to watch is, can they get these operating costs under control? You can see that adjusted operating expense margin was down pretty significantly last quarter. This is the number that I'm going to be keeping an eye on over here is what are actual adjusted operating expenses and where is that money going to? You can see that R&D expense was actually up pretty significantly, and so was sales and marketing. So those expenses are actually on the rise right now, but did peak in Q2 of 2022. So we'll see if these numbers keep trending downward. These are not going to be as seasonal as a lot of Snapchat's revenue. So if we have this growth here that happened sort of coming out of the pandemic, what a lot of tech companies did, and then this number starts to come down and we start to see operating expenses more along the lines of $575 million, maybe $550 million, I think that's going to be a positive catalyst for the company because it tells us that management is getting their costs under control. And then here's a big reason for the company's net loss is stock-based compensation. This gray number here is shares underlying stock-based awards. So that is growing really significantly over time. 83 million a year ago. In the last quarter, it was 132 million. So that's something that over time we want to see that coming down. We'll see if management starts making that adjustment. Again, this is going to be something that's in focus across the tech industry this year. So we'll see where Snapchat comes out there. But the nice thing for Snap is that this is kind of an underdog company. Investors aren't expecting a lot out of Snap. And that gives the company an opportunity to really surprise us if there is significant revenue from subscriptions or advertisers are moving to the platform, or there's some sort of great product coming out of augmented reality. So I'm definitely cautiously optimistic going into this quarterly report. I'll be back here covering this after the numbers are released. So be sure to subscribe to Rive Investing if you're interested in my take on this earnings release. And we'll also know what Facebook parent Meta reported. So we'll be able to compare those two companies as well. So check back here for more on that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you here next time.